Garnett, fighting a prestige fight under European Thai rules. In the red corner we have Merloes knocking out of Milray Gym in Holland and trained by Milray Passeniert. In the blue corner we have Helene Garnett fighting out of Wicker in Sheffield and trained by Mike Mullaney. This fight to be fought over 5 2-minute rounds under European Thai rules.
The fighters from Holland, from female fighters should I say, from Holland, who was the undefeated Dutch fighter, and she's to women fighters what you could say Raymond Decker is to the male perspective of the fights from Holland. But yeah, they produce some great fighters. Always good to see them over here, and it'd be interesting to see what this young lady's got.
And Helen, obviously from a very good English camp.
Yeah, the Wicker camp, steeped in tradition, and I've watched this young girl actually do a couple of inter-club fights only a couple of years ago, and she made a debut on on one of my fight nights in Bolton about a year ago, and she won that. Good prospect actually, Helen. So I can't remark on the Dutch fights. I've not seen it, I haven't got a record.
Well, at a recent show, I watched Melvin Manhoff from Mike's Gym in Amsterdam fight under mixed martial arts rules, and he was devastating just using Thai technique. So when they talk about the mixed martial arts, Thai technique fits in there so well. He secured a stunning first round knockout with low point kicks and great punches, and he's from this same gym, so they have a good pedigree.
That's right. I mean, I don't think there's such a thing as a bad pedigree from Holland, is there? I mean, they produce some great fighters, as well as the tulips, as you mentioned, from Amsterdam. Another point as well, Malcolm, it's rare actually that Master Sken has lady fighters on. Master Sken is a real ambassador for the sport and a gentleman, and he's very much got the Thai tradition thing, where obviously in Thailand they don't have many Thai ladies fighting, and it's nothing to do with him being sexist at all. It's just that he feels that he likes to see men in the sport fighting. He does encourage women fighting. He has women's classes at his gym. His wife, Kay, she takes the ladies' classes, so he's all for it. He's obviously a little bit reluctant in actually watching them fight, but he has over the years, he has had fighters on, and he does promote them. But they've obviously now started to stamp their authority, and we've got some good world champions in this country already.
Is it right that in Thailand the women still aren't allowed to train in the ring?
In certain parts of Thailand, yes, it's true. In the main stadiums like Lumpini, Rajanamnern, they're not allowed to go even between the ropes. They're not allowed to go in and do ring cards, anything like that. And a lot of it's down to really the part of the custom, the tradition, and partly to do with the religion as well.
So one of 5 2-minute rounds, a super prestige fight, and as Sandy said, a good chance to see top women fighters here.
Yeah, and they've started off with both exchanged 2 powerful low kicks, one apiece there, and they've started with some ferocious punching there, Malcolm.
And a strong knee as well from Merloes. And as you said, a very, very quick start.
They wasted no time. Merloes in the black there, and in the white and blue, Helene Garnett from Sheffield in England. Very strong clinch movement there. Holding Helen very, very tight there. Helen was struggling with that clinch. You can see her strength. Like I say, I've watched Helen fight a couple of times now, and I think she's a great prospect. It's good to see the girls fighting.
Oh, good left hand there from Helen, got through, got the crowd going, and the right. Pushing the girl back onto the, and nice knee as well. That sort of woke Helen up there, she came back strongly.
Yeah, it's not a knockdown that, she actually slipped there. She was throwing the kick. Both girls are really putting a lot of effort into these strikes, Malcolm.
It's that left hand that Merloes has got to look for. She keeps that right hand low, and it's been caught twice with the left hook over the top from Helen. Good body shot there though from Merloes. They've wasted no time here, and the crowd's got right behind them.
I'm very impressed with the power on these 2 ladies. I mean, you can almost feel that from here, Malcolm. And a lot of times, you know, you could argue about ladies. You know, I mean, they really do put a great. I love watching ladies fight in Thai boxing because they're so technical and they've got loads of stamina. But you don't see a great amount of knockouts because of the power factor. But these 2, I've got to say, Malcolm, they're putting a lot of effort into these. Every strike has got so much deliberation and power.
Yes, and they're accurate.
Good, beautiful
left there.
Fantastic. Good body kick as well. She's got her in the corner, in her own corner.
She could finish this here. She's got Merloes rocking here. And the body and the leg shots as well. Good combination.
What a start. What a round.
Right at the end of the round there, Helene Garnett really came alive, and the crowd appreciated that. And really, you felt for her, because another 30 seconds, Merloes was rocking and rolling there, really.
That was a fantastic opening round, and really the crowd were absolutely on the feet with that one, Malcolm. Loads of power.
And once she's got her in this corner, Helen really comes through with those stiff left hands. And I think there's a good roundhouse comes up in here as well, right to the midsection.
Boom, you hit that bent her in half as well, that one. Excellent.
It's just a shame the bell came when it did, because she was right on top there, really working hard.
Good job, the Dutch has got a good guard, that's all I can say.
Yeah, she came through a tough time there. But that will have given Helen huge encouragement at the end of the round there, because she got through with accurate, hurtful punches and then brought the kicks in underneath very well.
That's right, Merloes started off so strong there, but then, like you said, she managed to, I think it woke her up, like you said, and that's what brought her back into the fight. Helen really did finish strong. I don't know how you feel, Malcolm, on my cards. I'll give that round to Helen.
But Helen was still in there battling with her. But that last 30 seconds will have really impressed the judges.
And she's a southpaw, Helen, as well, from Sheffield, Wicker Camp, which obviously will put Merloes off a little bit too.
Yes, Helen on her toes. She's got the bit between her teeth, as they say, and she's striding forward just where she left off, creating all sorts of problems for Merloes. That kick underneath. Wow. Oh, that right hand, that really caught. Then the knee. She's looking for the finish here. And another good knee coming in. Merloes got no answer to this at the moment. John Black is looking very closely. Yeah, real power coming in from Helen now. She really fancies the job this evening. Really getting in there.
Yeah, I think Merloes has felt the power, and I think she's not the fight. Helen's not the fight out of the Dutch fighter, I think, here. And this can be, as you say, Malcolm, one of those things. There's a turning point in every fight, that sometimes when the fighter loses it in the mind because they realise that the person is starting to outclass them.
Yes, and Merloes is slowing down. Her nose is bleeding. She's breathing heavily. And Helen's still on her toes. She's really up for this now. She's enjoying herself in there.
And especially in the Dutch corner too, which is obviously something that, you know, to back you up, to back the fighter into their own corner. She's managed to turn her there, but I mean, she's had her there for quite a few seconds now, and it's going to play a big part in the scoring.
Yes, Merloes needs to come back because she's been dominated in this round. And again, the midpoint kick, followed up by the hands.
Relentless.
Yes, and they're getting through the guard as well now.
I mean, she's very tough, the Dutch fight, as we know all Dutch are, but I'm surprised she's hanging in so well. Beautiful, got her covered.
And in the left.
I said John stood there very precariously. I'm sure he's going to step in here in a moment. She's taking those kicks and punches really well, but you can only take them for so long, Malcolm.
Something's right hand there as well. Something's firing back.
Something's got to give. I'm impressed with the Dutch girls' courage and obviously her strength and her conditioning. She's took that very well.
Durability.
That's amazing.
But that's as one-sided a round as you will see in a Muay Thai ring. Total domination there from Helene Garnett. With the power she's putting into them, I've got one criticism. I'd like to see 2 or 3 of those punches come down to the rib cage. She gets the girl's guard up high. She's hanging on for her life with her elbows tucked up. From there, bring the punches down below. She brings the knees in nicely in the kicks. I'd like to see a few of those big punches come down to the midsection.
That's right.
But she dominated this round, Sam.
Oh, totally. It's just she kept her in a corner as well, in her own corner. She backed her off, kept her there, and scored with some very good punches.
That left hand from the southpaw stance has been a winner. Here is where I wanted to switch now and come down to that rib cage.
That's right, because the hands are very high, which is good, which is what obviously you need when you're under pressure. Well, like you said, Malcolm, I mean, the body kicks and the knees are working there, but if she gets into the body as well. And it's been a very, very, very strong technique coming from Helen. She's obviously done the gym work, she's done a lot of stamina training. She looks very strong and confident.
It's the third. Helen said last round, but I think this is 5 rounds, isn't it?
Yes, on our cards here, we've got this is a 5-round, 5-2s.
So let's hope Helen hasn't come out the stalls too quick thinking it was a 3-round burst. Because the Dutch girl, for everything we've said, is still there.
That's right, as we know, we've been discussing the Dutch on and off here. We're just saying that they really are tough. then they certainly do come to fight. One of the toughest fighting nations in the international circuit of Muay Thai and fighting mixed martial arts, etc.
Oh, good left and rights again, and now she's where she needs to switch to the body. Trying to set up the knee there to the body.
Helen's very good at actually pushing her into these corners, and this is where obviously Helen's been very successful there, when she backs her into a corner and she lets loose and lets rip with those techniques. Oh yeah, the Dutch is tough. She's took some great punishment for the face and the body, and yet she's still there and still fighting back.
Yes, but it's the combination work from Holland, the relentless nature of her attacks that are catching the eye here. Fantastic pace throughout these 3 rounds.
Going for the high kick there, just missing. Now that's what I want to see, Malcolm. You mentioned about going to the body as well, and I like it to get a little bit more kicking in as well, maybe even going down to the legs as well, because the body kick's working good, but I think she's throwing a lot of punches, and then like that now, that's good to see. I think she just needs to let loose a little bit more with it, because while she's covering up, she needs to really go, like as you said, either to the body or go downstairs.
Yes, very few low point kicks, you're right there, Sandy, from either girl really, but it's understandable for Merloes because she's been under pressure really from halfway through the first round.
Well, it's a very exciting fight to watch this, Malcolm, and I've got to be impressed with Helen, because I remember watching her first fight on our show in Bolton. She won that, sealed her a couple of interclubs, and from that moment I knew she was going to be good, and she's proven herself here on the big stage.
Yes, I just wonder again, when she said to the referee, John Blackley's final round, he said no third, let's hope she hasn't expended too much energy. She still does look fit in the corner there and breathing nicely and easily, but the work rate has been fantastic, and you know, with 2 rounds to go still and a very strong Dutch girl in front of her, this was one of the few successes for Merloes, because this is where she's been virtually the whole 3 rounds, backed up against the ropes with Helen firing through those punches.
That's where she's been very successful, because she's got that forward momentum. She's coming forward, she's pushing her into the corner, and quite a bit of the round has been in the corner situation, which is obviously it's very hard to fight out of it unless you're a good counter fighter. But both fighters have chosen to stand between the rounds as well. You think they'll be taking a seat after all that work?
You're doing good.
So here we go, 4 of 5, and we have 3-0.
Absolutely. But like I said, Mal, I mean, this will be the first time she's done 5 rounds, Helen. So it'll be interesting to see what she's got in the tank. But going off the way she's set off in this round again, it looks like she's a lot of gas in the tank. She's obviously done a lot of good stamina training for this fight, and it's paying off.
My only worry is obviously when you have 3 such good rounds and you come steaming out in the 4th, to see your opponent still there, and really, although she's been rocked, she's never looked as if she doesn't know where she is, as if one of those punches has really rocked the brain, as it were, and I still feel she's dangerous right to the end here.
Oh yes, yeah, definitely, Malcolm. And Merloes, I mean, she's took all that like you've just said, and for it to still be there, come out in the 4th, and hasn't changed her expression. Fighters like that, you've got to say, Malcolm, you're right, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but dangerous is the word, yeah. She's still there, and I think she's going to be till the bell.
And I think for Helen, the only thing she can do is dig deep and keep up this pace, keep up this work, and hope really, because the stoppage could come. But if not, it will be such a wide margin for the points victory. I don't see any point in trying to change style now, but I said it just must become frustrating when you see that fighter still there after all your best shots, after your hardest work, and she's still there. Like that, the high point kick, the left, they both landed.
She's took them, so like I said, I'm very impressed with it. With the Dutch, and the fact that she's so well conditioned, she really can take a punch. But Helen's got that forwarding style all the way through, just stalking her, coming forwards, and again that body kick. She's took that kick so many times, and she's still there.
Yes, and Helen again expending a lot of energy, but for the first time, it's Merloes who's coming forward now. For the first time in the fight, she's coming forward and stalking.
She needed that though, and that was interesting because the first part of the round started off very similar in the opposite way to the first round. Okay, where Helen took the initiative for the first minute and then it turned around in the second.
Yes, I mean, Merloes still needs a big knockout really to win this, but the first signs there that Helen was feeling the pace that she set. I mean, again, as you said, it started just the same way.
Yeah, that's stalking all the time coming forward. And Merloes is quite happy to counter fight. Nice high kick there, but again, I've been impressed with Merloes' guard, Malcolm. She's had a really good guard throughout this fight, and she needed it too with the onslaught of Helen.
Well, it's the 5th and final round coming up. I think you're going to see Helen come out like a train again to try and stop this. And Merloes, if her corner, we know it's a good corner, they'll be telling her she needs a stoppage. There's no two ways about this. So I think this 5th round could be the best of the lot, and we're going to get real fireworks here.
Yes, I just saw the Dutch trainer there in the corner. He was actually, he just said to her then, I mean, obviously I can't translate Dutch, but he just said something to her and she just sort of went forward and bit her gum shield and said yes. She knows she's got to do it this round. This round's going to be a very, very big round, and even though I don't think she can win unless there's a stoppage, but I think she's going to definitely come out fighting this round, the Dutch. She needs to.
But I've been really impressed with Helen as well, the way she stuck to her game plan. We talk about the face not changing. Well, nor has Helen. She's had that one look on her face of determination.
Determination, definitely, with a capital D all the way through.
But as expected, Merloes has come out a lot stronger in this round, and she really needs to. Helen just needs to dig deep now and do the same she's been doing for the last 4 rounds. And again, like she finished the 4th for the first time, Merloes coming forward. Helen's got to dig deep and find those extra reserves. But what a great 5-round battle.
It's been superb, Malcolm. What a great match this is. Great matchmaking from Master Sken, promoter for this. And like I said, I love to see the girls fight. We've got a wealth of British ladies fighters over here that's been featured many, many times. And I think we've got a great prospect here with Helene Garnett from Sheffield.
Yes, Merloes has had a share of rounds 4 and 5 come back strongly, but this has been Helen's fight. But as you said, great ambassadors for ladies Thai boxing. This is as exciting as it gets.
Yes, crowd have loved this fight. They really have shown their appreciation, and they need to, because these two girls have put up an absolute A-class performance, you could say. You know, fighting 5-2s. It's been like a professional fight. Fantastic. I mean, early stages, Malcolm, if you'd have said to me, would the fight go the distance, I wouldn't have thought so, but, you know, looking at it now, Merloes, after taking all that, and she's still here in the 5th, credit to her.
What a great fight, and as you said, hats off to Merloes. Mersa, she's still there, and her best rounds were 4 and 5. But really, Helene Garnett, as you said, if it's her first time over 5, baptism of fire, she's come through it so well conditioned, so fit. And she's certainly done enough to win this convincingly, really.
Cracking fight.
Yes, Merloes, her best period here. She knew what she had to do, and she tried her best to do it. But then again, Helen just comes storming back, and it's a testament to Helene Garnett's supreme conditioning, really.
We have the unanimous decision, blue corner, Helene Garnett.
I think she enjoyed that.
I think she did. I think the best told 1,000 words there.
And the key appreciation of this gallant young lady in the red corner from Holland, Mersa.
Quality ladies fight. Absolute quality.
And she deserves to celebrate. That was hard-earned victory in a very, very tough fight.